Hey everyone, Wolf Lord Rho here. Today we continue our series on the case for each Primarch being the greatest, with the Angel, Sanguinius. General spoiler warning to begin, as today we will be referencing events from across the Warhammer 40k universe. So you have been warned, and with that said, let's waste no time and just jump straight in. Okay, so Sanguinius. Undoubtedly, from my own observation over the years, by far the most popular Primarch. Anytime I've ever had a vote or poll on the channel, the Angel has always been the runaway victor. It doesn't matter the conversation, Sanguinius is going to be the favourite. And so is that popularity down to, say, his sacrifice? Or is it because he is undoubtedly the greatest Primarch? Maybe both. Let's begin with his very reunion with his father. Sanguinius, a Primarch who instantly realised who this being was before him, meeting in peace. Yet Sanguinius still had the resolve to demand an oath from the Emperor, a vow or promise that if Sanguinius agreed to join him, the people of his world would be left in peace. That no Imperial ships would descend upon the world without his explicit permission. And it was an oath that the Emperor granted, a vow he made to his son, an early sign of the resolve the Angel possessed. His years within the Great Crusade, alongside his brother Horus Lupercal, are the foundation for the tragic tale that would end Sanguinius' story. However, even within these earlier years, Sanguinius' prowess with the blade became renowned. Banter and conversations amongst the brothers regarding who would win, were the inconceivable ever to happen, always revolved around the Angel. And his charisma, manner, honest and open caring nature to his kin made him clearly one of, if not the, most respected and loved brothers. There were truly few who did not genuinely love their brother Sanguinius. Yet it would be when that inconceivable war transpired, the heresy, that Sanguinius' greatness would become clear for all to see. The Angel would become etched into legend. Betrayed by his most dear brother Horus, Sanguinius would take his entire legion into a trap of chaos upon Cygnus Prime. And here, despite devastating losses, despite reeling from the pain inflicted upon the soul of his legion, with the red first erupting across it, knocked into a coma by the sheer psychic assault of it all, Sanguinius would rise from the tragedy to defeat the greater demon Kabanda, followed by the Keeper of Secrets Kairos. Despite having huge misgivings about Rebute's Imperium Secundus plan, upon reaching Ultramar, Sanguinius would selflessly agree to assume the mantle of Emperor, to not only broker the peace between Guilliman and El Johnson, but because he knew in the possibility of Terra's fall, his father's dream needed to be kept alive. And if he had to shoulder an unwelcome burden to ensure that, he would. Such was Sanguinius' dedication to humanity and to his father. But of course, Sanguinius' legend peaks within the Siege of Terra. Knowing full well he could be heading to his death, that his sacrifice could lead to his father's victory, the Angel would still head to the throne world. And my word, what a blaze of glory he would go out in. If there's any doubt Sanguinius is the greatest Primarch, then do yourself a favour and read or reread the Siege of Terra series. The Angel is absolutely everywhere. He is the figurehead, the symbol the Imperium rallies behind. He is the golden figure that stirs the heart of the people in the face of literal hell. He soars across battlements and across the fighting, despite the warnings and pleas of Rogel, because he knows he has to be seen by the people, and in defiance of the enemy before them. When Jagatai Khan sallies out against the Death Guard, becoming overwhelmed, it is the Angel who instinctively surges forth from the line to save his brother. Not a single second of concern for himself. It is Sanguinius who stands before the final wall of the sanctum and tells the people, who have been through unimaginable horror, that no, I will not ask more of you, but that if he has but one choice left within him, he will stand, he will fight, he will hold this wall. And before the assembled forces of defender and traitor alike, he decapitated a Titan. And then before the Eternity Gate itself, Sanguinius would absolutely eviscerate the bloodthirster Kabanda once more, before without a moment's pause, without a moment's breath, after countless weeks of non-stop fighting, he would have to face his demon-elevated brother, Angron. An Angron fueled by the Throne World's slaughter. And still, Sanguinius would win, taking unbelievable punishment, wounds even the Emperor feared were mortal. Sanguinius would possess a rage even Angron would become jealous of, Khorne's chosen champion, as he would tear the butcher's nails from his brother's skull, taking half of Angron's brain with them. It is quite simply a run of events that no other Primarch could live up to, a feat that truly transcended him to the legend he would become, that echoes throughout all of 40k lore, made all the more poignant by the end that would follow. Sanguinius refusing the Emperor's order to remain in the palace, confronting his father, adamant he would accompany him aboard the Vengeful Spirit, where we know the end that awaited him. A brutal death by the hands of his one-time most beloved brother. And all of Sanguinius's legend is made even more incredulous, knowing he did everything in spite of his visions of that future. That he could have allowed it to consume him, turn him mad, as it did Conrad. But instead he embraced it, refused to bow to it. He harnessed it instead. How could Sanguinius not be the greatest? His story reverberates throughout history. His sacrifice revered by an entire race. In him there was a Primarch whose mere presence could light up virtually all his fellow brothers, whose words could bring peace to their galaxy-sized volatile egos, and whose skill with a blade was respected by all. A Primarch who embraced war, but did not desire it. And a warrior who possessed an unmatchable inner fury, combined with a premonition of the enemy's next blow. Sanguinius, the Angel, the man who bore the burden of a symbol, the brother who brought joy to his siblings, and the son who gave everything for his father. Quite simply, the greatest. But as always everyone, what do you think? Is Sanguinius the greatest of all the Primarchs? Can you objectively put aside favoritism and still say Sanguinius was the best? Or do you actually think he was great, but not the greatest? That even the role of the Angel could not live up to Magnus's, for example? Or do you think that now the Heresy series is over, Sanguinius's tale may actually be a little overrated? That the feats of other Primarchs are just as good as those of Sanguinius? Or even if we never received the Heresy at all, do you think Sanguinius's characteristics would have seen him rise to the top of the Primarchs nonetheless? That his greatness could not be denied. As always everyone, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Huge thank you to all my subscribers, your support truly means a lot to me, it really does. If you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too? But with that said, I am off, and I'll see you all again real soon.